Hello, Saver. Whether you're saving for that trip to the tropics or saving for an emergency, now is the time to take advantage of Wells Fargo's savings options. Wells Fargo offers savings accounts that can help you save towards your goals. So, what are you saving for? Visit a Wells Fargo branch or wellsfargo.com/save to open a savings account today.
Wells Fargo Bank, N.A., member FDIC.
Hello and welcome back to the Fasting Focus Lifestyle Podcast. This week we're going to be talking about slowing down and why you should definitely consider doing this on your fasting journey. Welcome to the Fasting Focus Lifestyle Podcast, where each week I will be discussing all things fasting and how it can become the most valuable tool in your personal toolkit so that you can live a long, healthy, and meaningful life. I'm your host, Vicki Sharon, and thank you for joining me. All right, before we get started, let's take a deep breath. Let's take a deep breath together. All right, I feel good. Do you feel good? I hope you feel good. Slowing down. What do we mean when we're slowing down? What do we mean to slow down? I want to ask you, do you feel like you are constantly thinking about what's coming up next or what has happened previously, whether previously in your day, previously in your year, week, month, whatever? Do you find that, for example, sometimes when we're driving, that we don't even realize that we've already gotten to where we are or how we got there, and having that feeling of being on autopilot? Does that happen to you? Because it's definitely happened to me before, very much so, even before coming into fasting. It's really important, I feel, especially on this journey, to take into consideration where your mind is from moment to moment and how that not only can impact the way that your fasting journey plays out, but the way that everything that affects the rest of your life plays out. Ruminating on things that has happened in the past and fretting, worrying about maybe you didn't do it right, or so-and-so, is holding animosity or harboring bad feelings towards you, causes you to definitely not be in the present moment. And it's no different than also worrying or being really anxious or afraid, fearsome, apprehensive, whatever, about things that are to come to you in the future. Practicing being aware of each moment that you are living throughout every single day can make a big difference on your fasting journey. It allows you to have this incredible sense of gratitude and attention to your process, to your actions, to your thoughts, to your feelings, to your bodily awareness from every point in your body, from your tip of your head to your toes. It allows you to bring attention to what you want or what you expect to get out, especially of your fasting journey. And especially with the way that diet culture in general is set up, with always wanting to sell you something or to make all the fixes that we're led to believe need to happen with our body physiology, weight, etc., all come from external. It's making us blind to think that everything for our changes, for our health, have to come from things externally. And that shouldn't be the case. It should be to where we are self-aware. There needs to be a definite increase in the level of self-awareness that every single one of us has. Because when we are giving into the expectations, the products, the fads, the, what's popular, what works for, celebrity XYZ or whoever, gives us a false sense of what timeline That one size fits all, definitely not true for especially your weight loss journey. And the products that are constantly sold, as I've spoken about on previous episodes about diet culture specifically, with thinking that all our fixes with our health and weight have to come from external factors, is absolutely not true. We should be thinking about the ways that we can restore ourselves internally to allow those ripples and changes to happen. And we're always led to believe, at least from a diet culture standpoint, not just nationwide in the United States, but those folks, and shout out, hey, like that are listening to this podcast that are not from the United States, but diet culture is a global thing. And we're always led to believe that these have to be quick and in 30 days and in 3 months or in half a year or whatever, that you're going to be meeting this goal in that specific established timeline set by whoever these companies, manufacturers, fads, gimmicks are making us feel like that is what our truth is, and it really shouldn't. Letting things happen naturally, letting the health restoration through this process and fasting happen on our terms. There's incredible power in that. And, not to go on too much of a tangent, but this is breaking away from conventional diet culture, societal norms. Again, not just in Western culture, but it's global, absolutely, on a global scale. And if you have the expectation that it's big changes are going to happen or really need to happen in a specific timeline, please bring attention to why you feel that is. Why? Why is the reason that it has to be 30, 60, 90, however many months or so? Why does this have to be that way? I'm telling you, it does not. Break away and think about that your body, where it is right now. If you are on a dedicated fasting journey, which I'm hugging you right now, like, whoo, I know I save it for the end, but big hugs. Know that this process should be on your terms. And I know personally, I've said it before pretty early on in my podcast episodes, that when I started this fasting journey, I knew right from the beginning that I wanted it to be on my terms. I wanted it to be on my timeline, not to feel like I had to, feel like I was doing weight loss homework for somebody else. And it shouldn't feel that way. You should not be in direct competition with anybody else besides your previous self, and really not in a negative sense either. It should be to where you feel that excitement, pride, joy, happiness with the process. And from that, you realize your power and realizing really that this timeline is up to you. It's absolutely up to you. Don't feel like this has to be rushed. And honestly, please don't rush this. Reframing, recalibrating your expectations with this process and fasting, educating yourself on your process, on the methods, getting excited is going to make you so present and aware of each of these moments to when you have these non-scale victories or scale victories, or, when you go down a pant size, or when somebody says, oh, wow, so-and-so, you look great. What have you been doing? Take that moment. If you've gotten a remark or something like that has happened to you, take a moment and just really absorb it, smell it, live it, feel it, think about it. And really that's going to make it a permanent attachment to where you feel so good about this. And it's going to help you just to stay on this path, stay on this course. Again, to not have it be to where it has to feel like it's lined up to anybody else's expectations beside your own. And I've said this before in many other episodes as well. Truly, y'all, like, slow progress is so much better than rushing through this and waiting for, when am I going to break my fast? And tomorrow, blah. Be where you are right now. Savor, looking around outside your window if you've got a window, looking around down at your body, maybe down at your legs, feet, toes, arms, look in a mirror, look at your face, and just realize how far you've come so far. and take some moments of gratitude for yourself in this process, and know that you're putting the effort in, that this is a beautiful restorative process. And, without sounding too like, woo, way out there, but let it feel magical. Like if you have moments where you're like, oh my gosh, this feels like magic, savor that, savor and just, smell it, feel it, think about it. Like I'm getting goosebumps right now because it brings me back to so many of these moments. And apology, I feel the tears coming and stuff now, but throughout my entire process and journey, definitely made very deliberate and conscious efforts. Granted, I was not perfect throughout the way, but that excitement for learning and growing through this process allowed me to be so present in all of these victories, whether seeing the numbers on the scale move down when I weighed in, seeing that, oh my gosh, my pants are too big for me now, or oh my gosh, I now fit into a size small t-shirt. This is never like this, surpasses all the expectations that I have. And really, like, when you have these expectations of what you want to achieve on your journey, it's good to have goals. Absolutely. I'm a big advocate for having goals. However, if you make them so hard, fixated, and regimented that there's no wiggle room, that's setting yourself up for failure. Realize this process of self-discovery, of growth, of restoration, of recalibration with your thoughts, emotions, feelings, the way that you have your mindset go through each and every day will grow and evolve and change. And y'all, like, it is so beautiful to witness within yourself this evolution, this change into like you 2.0, because that's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen when you savor this journey. Because when you do, these changes that happen in your body, I'm getting goosebumps right now. These changes are so much more likely to be permanent changes. And that's what we want, right? Isn't it? We want these changes that we have with our health, our weight, we want them to be permanent. So in these victory moments, in these non-scale and scale victories, celebrate. Whether goofy, silly, weird, dorky, corny, make it yours. Make it whatever method works for you. But y'all, you have to savor this journey in slow process, to be attentive to where you are in each of these moments. And I know I've said a lot of things with the positive, but also when you have these setbacks, beating yourself up and ruminating over, oh, I could have done this different, or oh, I should have did this. Let each of these mishaps or shortcomings be learning experiences. And think about it as seeing it from outside of yourself so that you can identify, okay, that didn't go my way. Take that deep breath and know, okay, that didn't go my way. So in order to avoid that happening in the future, I'm going to do this instead. So for example, let's say you came off of, maybe you're doing your first extended fast and you're super excited and you sailed through your fast and you're so proud of yourself. And like, side note, like awesome. Big props to you. Like that's a feat in itself, no matter how long that extended fast is. But let's say you break your fast improperly to where, you had some side effects where you're feeling sick or feeling nauseous, or just maybe you were in a pinch somewhere and you had to break your fast where the way that you didn't initially intend on. Learn from that experience and identify what those factors are, seeing it from an external, see things like externally outside of yourself. Take a moment, shut your eyes, sit somewhere and just be like, all right, I did it the way that I didn't really intend on, but I'm going to take these proactive steps in savoring each of these moments in the future so that I don't find myself in this situation or circumstance when I do this method, fasting duration, however long it was, again. And having that mindset, and I've said it before, emotions create habits. So when you're in this moment of a low, let's say, and you have this self-compassion, patience, understanding, forgiveness, y'all. Like, forgive yourself if you fall short or take a misstep. Just be like, all right, I didn't do, it didn't work out the way that I had hoped or wanted it to be, but that's okay. I'm going to learn from this. I'm going to be good. All right, everything will work out. Everything will go my way. And just, as they say, shake yourself, dust yourself off and pick yourself up and keep on going. Please, please, please do not beat yourself up verbally, punish yourself to whatever effect. Know that the mistakes that you make along this journey should absolutely have your present awareness in those moments. Again, whether positive or negative, having that present awareness in your highs and lows will make this journey and change, evolution, become a permanent change. And that's what we want. That's what we want. Isn't that what you want? Because I want that for you. You listening to this, wherever you are in the world, I know you can do this. Stay as present as possible and slow. Let this process be slow. Savor this journey. Record your photos, videos, audio messages, whatever method works best for you, but savor the process. The ups and downs, savor them all, because when you get to your goal and you transition into maintenance, it's going to make you feel, as I many times have looked back on my journey and I think, wow, it's been this many amount of years already. Like, it's now been over 4 years and it still feels like, wow, it feels like a year, 2 years, I think about it right now. And honestly, it feels like about 2 years ago. But like I said, this August will be 5 years. And that's incredible, guys. Like, that's absolutely incredible, because I have practiced this awareness and attention brought to this process to where I'm slowly savoring the highs, the lows, celebrate the victories, learn from mishaps, and savor those victories to whatever effect they come in. And that is how you can absolutely make this the last weight loss method that you will ever need to attempt. And it just becomes a permanent tool that you can tap at, utilize anytime that you need to. Because as I always say, guys, I truly believe in you. Every single one of you. You listening right now, I'm giving you such a big hug and letting you know that you can do this. Slow down, savor the process, enjoy the ride, because it is so worth it and you deserve it. You absolutely deserve it. If you are in need of supportive health coaching, consulting on your fasting journey, I'm here. I care so much. I'm a product of my lifestyle and I walk the walk, I talk the talk, super passionate about this, in case you couldn't tell already. I want you to succeed and I know you can. My website, thefastingfocusedlifestyle.com, has all the information that you need, including my calendar. So please take an opportunity to consider reaching out if you feel like you're stuck, if you're spinning your wheels. I want to be sure that everyone that consults with me has everything that they need to be successful on their journeys, because you can do it. You can go and get your after. Take care, and I hope you have a great rest of the day wherever you are. Thank you. The Fasting Focused Lifestyle Podcast. Copyright 2023. The information given within this podcast is not intended or implied to be a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Please consult your doctor before starting any weight loss method. Thank you.
Fargo, the new virtual assistant from Wells Fargo, makes banking faster and easier. Like this.
Fargo, what's my checking account routing number?
And this.
Fargo, turn off my debit card.
And this.
Fargo, what did I spend on groceries last month?
And that's just the beginning. Do you, Fargo? You can in the Wells Fargo mobile app. Learn more at wellsfargo.com/getfargo.
Terms and conditions apply. Your mobile carrier's availability and message and data rates may apply. Wells Fargo Bank, N.A., member FDIC.